So, did we scare you? We've got a very fun time this week. We've got witches and ghosts.
Goblins and ghouls, oh my.
And lots of projects too. Come play with us. We're going to be working out of 3 different paper packs. So we have kind of a gothic look.
A spooky look.
Right.
And kind of a fun Halloween look.
Yeah, so we're covering all the bases.
Right.
Let's go with the first, which is called Something Wicked. And I love this. So you can see a lot of distressings going on. I think it's very fun to have this. Oh, it's kind of a mask in the middle. I hadn't seen that before.
Oh, it is.
But the skeleton in the corner with swirls. We've got crows and lace.
Spider webs, spiders.
All kinds of things. So that's one sheet. Then we have this distressed orange, which is lovely, under second sheet. Then we have a dot, but if you get in really close, you're going to see spiders all over. I think they're fun. Here is another, it's text like that first sheet was, with all the drops of ink and so forth, just looking quite lovely. And then we have a herringbone with lace on the edge and a loopy border. Another ghost in the center. Ooh. And then we have a skeleton page.
Oh, it's just covered with skeletons and bats and webs.
Right, very fun. So those are the 6. Of course, you get 2 of each. See, two of each.
2 of each. And then we have the spooky paper pack, which here's this great all over look with the border. Here's the fence down here, the gate, the tree. It's in the graveyard.
Spooky.
Very spooky.
Spider up in the corner too. Spider web.
Then we have this great orange and black flourish with kind of a scuffed background with the picking up the orange. More, spider webs, all over spider web. That'll make a really interesting look. Then we have something a little lighter, more of the flourishes on a tan and black and white. Now here's the striped paper that picks up all of the elements that we've seen, plus it's got these extra spider webs picking out from all over.
Very fun.
And last we have this great kind of an argyle sock or sweater vest look, which I love. It's just very,
also
but
distressed.
It's still kind of scuffed, distressed.
So that's our spooky.
And then we have our fun papers.
Wow.
Look at that. All kinds of Halloween tricks and treats all over it. With this one, you can even cut each of those out.
Right.
Kind of a neat embellishment.
Exactly.
These great triangle shapes with purples and oranges.
We've got the dots with some scuffing behind them and some fun candy corn with dots on top.
Dotted candy corn.
And then an orange scuff. You can see the black behind it. And then a border of the words, just kind of echoing on the front page. So, yeah. So that's our fun one.
Let's see what we did with them.
And there's going to be more, don't you know? So let's get started. Now, this is our Something Wicked paper. And our coordinating Something Wicked stamp. How neat is that? Now, this is a smaller stamp, clear stamps. And, of course, you get an ID on the back that we'll show you in just a second. But here it is now. Something unique was done with this. And didn't you do this card?
I did do this.
Okay.
And what we did that was different was what we used perfect pearls.
Okay.
And these are the metallic perfect pearls.
This is the metallic set. Now with the set, you get an ink pad that is filled with perfect medium, which is like a Versamark. And then you also get 2 paint brushes, which is nice, a wide one and then a narrow one. So that works out beautifully.
To do this technique, I used those perfect pearls and a Versamark stamp pad.
Not the perfect medium that comes with it?
No, I didn't, just because this was kind of handy. You can use the perfect medium. It works just as well. This is a little larger, so I chose to go for this. So I've got my Something Wicked stamp on here on my acrylic block, and I just ink it up. Make sure I get it good all over.
It looks to me like you're going to do some different colors of those perfect pearls.
Yes. And it's real simple too, very stunning kind of a technique. You just press it on there real good, make sure it gets all over. And I'm going to start with 3 of the colors. I've got the, what I believe is the copper, gold, and the perfect pearl. I think this one is copper. I might be wrong on that one, but it's in the gallery exactly what I used.
Right. There's gold, copper, bronze, and pearl in the set.
That might be the bronze then.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start around right in the center with the gold.
Okay.
I just dipped the brush that came with it. Right.
And I'm going to hold the card over here so she can see what she did.
and then I like put it right all over the edge. I'm going to start. I can see if I look at an angle, I can see the glossiness of the Versamark,
right.
so I can sort of see where to work. I'm just going to start pouncing it in the center, and I'm going to sort of wipe this off a little bit on the edge and start over on the edges.
Oh, so you've got copper on the edges.
Right.
Okay.
And you can, if I brush it a little bit, if you get in close, you can sort of see that it's picking up the stamp there.
That's what I love about the Perfect Pearls, is that it's so easy to get the look. I mean, all you're doing is just dabbing it on. Right. And it is such a luster.
I'm picking up a little bit of the white. I'm trying to get that right.
On the sign
on the
that
words,
says something like it. Okay. So you're really able to control that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can really put it just, and afterwards you just sort of brush it off.
Da-da.
Yeah.
Boy, that was tough.
Yeah. Boy, I'm tired.
You just labored over that, didn't you?
Now, I would tap this off on something, and then once I do, you get the look that you're about to see.
This. And that's the shimmer that I love. Now, of course, you can do this in one color of the Perfect Pearls, but I thought it was just really fun to see that mixture. Now, these skeletons are part of the button collection, so they happen to be in there.
Right.
And the spider is part of the stamp. So you see those spiders going down.
I stamped them individually and Versamarked them and then cut them out. And I laid them out on this mesh ribbon.
Right. Works really well.
Is it get in several of our ribbon sets. You can carry that with
And it looks like these are the copper jewel dazzles right along the edge there. So
here, and I shredded one of the little, it was like a 3/4 inch wide dot ribbon. Dot sheer ribbon. I just shredded it and put it in there.
Neato. Now, here is another use of the paper, this time going into a card and adding some of these felt spiders. So you can see them. I think there are 5 or so in a package like
That's a fun way to,
yeah.
There they are.
Yeah, there they are, creeping along, and that way I can wipe off the Perfect Pearls. Right, okay. So just a really simple card, very easy to do, but you can see it's really interacting with that paper.
It's fun to sort of tear the edges and ink them a little bit.
And then on the inside, we've done some stamping with our little...
Our small pumpkin stamp.
There
and this one was actually embossed on some of the paper and then cut out.
And you can make it into a pumpkin, or you can use the face and do the jack-o'-lantern. Either way that you like, works well.
Of the green mesh ribbon here at the top.
And speaking of that stamp, here we are on a full scrapbook page. As you can see, we've brought in the spider, but we've also done the stamp again. So it's, although it is a small stamp, we call it a small stamp, it's about 2 by 3 inches long. So it makes a nice statement, whether you want it as a jack-o'-lantern or a pumpkin.
Here's over on the edge, here's another one of those spiders, and I like how there's a drawn line in that he's been tied to. It's very cute.
And there's Lene and her husband and her daughter. Hi, Lauren. And they are trick-or-treating at Disneyland, which is very fun.
Which is great. And there's some banners created up here with some of the papers. You ink the edges and let the corners just sort of lift up a little bit. Gives it a little texture.
Now, this is a fun use, just kind of talking about if you're not trick-or-treating, perhaps that isn't part of your life. Maybe you're not dressing up, but you can certainly take some photos of some of the decorations around. So that's a fun thing to have maybe on a companion page. And this is just talking about the town and what they love to do. In this case, the skeleton that was on the one page has been cut out.
And so has one of the spiders from the paperwork. It's peeking out. And this is actually a chipboard bird.
Right, which has been turned into a crow.
Just by ink it.
Right. You can see this has a couple of layers. It's the splotchy paper with the text, and then the dot with the spider dot on top of just this collage of photos. Now, speaking of photos, here's a segue into, this is an 8x8 album, and it is, it's a craft color. You want to bring that in?
It's like Sarah's Surfaces 8x8 album.
Right.
And it comes with the pages inside and everything. And
right.
You can just ink it very easily with a black Stays-On ink.
And what a great look that paper is, just to really be the focal on top of this album.
Right, you don't have to add much.
You
a
really
little felt
don't.
spider, a label, and some thin line dazzles. Actually, black. They're so thin, they're kind of hard to see.
Right.
Black thin line dazzles here and around the edges of the papers too.
You can see it right there. Yeah, very fun. You can see all the artwork in there. That's all. This is all flat. That's all been done for you.
It's just
now,
amazing artwork.
Another element, another element that we have in our stamp set is this skeleton. And here it has been stamped onto the silver metallic paper multiple times. Because this is a slick surface, you would want to use a Stays-On or a surface ink pad. So multiple times, just simply matted and overlapped. And the Happy Halloween is also part of the stamp set, as is this swirl that has a spider web.
It's been used up at the top. And then we have black border dazzles along the edge there.
And there's your spider at the end. So a nice use for all of that. Now, I thought it was great fun to take that skeleton and show it in a totally different look from the metallic. So here it is stamped with green, probably the green surface, and then the spider has been added on top with black.
Right, and then it's layered on those papers from the spooky set.
Right, and the Happy Halloween, that was a white heat embossed, and look at that lovely labeled cutting die.
Isn't that neat?
Isn't that look great?
Lacy rectangle frame die, and it's just, you know, to combine that with the skeleton, I wouldn't have thought of that immediately, but it works.
And I like the layers of paper, so starting with the black covering the card, then the black and white, then the argyle has been matted.
Right.
And we even have, this is the border.
That's the stamp. Yeah,
which,
the
right,
stamp.
there it is, right there. So it's just stamped multiple times and matted on black. Very fun. Now we have a totally different look with this. And this is mixing. Do you like that?
Yes. It's, first of all, it's stamping on vellum.
Right, exactly. And it's using the well-preserved stamp set, which I have a feeling that this outline of the jar, you can fill that with all sorts of things through the holidays, through any holiday.
Oh, sure. You can use that for Christmas and whatnot, too. But in this case, spiders.
And stamping it on vellum. And then you can see that we've used that same house, the one that you did with the perfect pearls, as our label on the jar.
Across.
And of course, it's a jar full of spiders.
Then embossed in white on black cardstock is
lid,
just the top and cut out to make that lid.
And then that scrolly spider work and the Happy Halloween again have been heat embossed. So lots going on now.
Lots of uses for it.
Speaking of lots going on, look at this. This is great, great fun, and it's combining a whole bunch of different things.
A whole bunch of different things. We're going to start with the Mirror Mirror Cling Stamp, which has got that witch image that is so spooky looking.
Spooky and fun. Then we've got, surprise, the circle holographic papers and the black suede paper. So that and the silver ripple.
And the silver holographic ripple and the green encrusted jewel set, which has been used here. There's also a couple of other things on there. These ribbons are actually from a little set of Halloween ribbons that are available.
And I think it's in your mystery money saver, but don't quote me. It'll tell you in the money saver what's in it.
And back behind there is some washi tape, this striped washi tape. And here it is sort of, I was thinking of those witches' socks when I saw those stockings.
Witches' socks, huh? Well, here's the washi tape, just so you know that we really do have it from Queen.
But I'd like to show you that encrusted jewel technique on the front, unless you want to show the inside first.
Oh, should I show the inside? Okay, so you've got the card covered with the black suede, this strip of the green
circles,
and then the silver ripple. And on the inside, just the washi tape. Boy, that is really striking.
Yeah, that extra touch. And then just to cut out that portion of the mirror.
It's getting close to see that. I know you're going to show us the encrusted jewels, but here's another close-up of them. That's the green and the gold, top and bottom.
And then here's another stamp set, a stamp anyway, the Witching You, Happy Halloween.
Okay. So you're going to show us, huh?
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
So what I did is that I went ahead and cut my piece of silver holographic ripple, and I embossed in black that witch all across the whole thing. That pretty much fit the stamp, and it's okay if it goes off the edges a little bit. So that's embossed. Then I've got my green encrusted jewel set. I'm going to pull out the Aged Hunter embossing enamel, the green glass glitter, and the green leaf fragments. I'm setting them all up here, but I'm going to put them on here in a minute. So I'm going to start with the Versamark. And I'm going to Versamark just where I want to put it, up on the upper left and the lower right. And I just start along the edges like this. And I just kind of swipe in two little areas like that. So I've got that corner and a little bit of the edges.
So wherever you want to put the encrusted jewels.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm just going to swipe there and swipe there.
I'm a huge fan of the encrusted jewels.
I'm done with the Versamark for now.
Okay.
Open up. You know, before I used to swipe it while it was on the mat, but then it gets all over the mat and this stuff sticks all over
on the
it.
craft
so
sheet.
Picking it up worked just fine. And then I put the Aged Hunter enamel on there first.
Now, being enamel, it's an embossing powder, so it's it will adhere to the Versamark.
Heat emboss, right. I'm going to
now notice that you're seeing some black areas, some gold areas with the green.
Here's a little trick that I've learned. First, I'm going to put it on there kind of thick. Tap it all off so that I've got that on there. And then I might add just a little bit more on the corners because I like some of that gold.
Okay.
Which means I'm going to have to heat it from underneath because it's not going to naturally stick to it.
Oh, is that your next step?
Yeah. Okay. My next step is to heat it.
I'm going to put a paper on top of your stuff just so that we can scoop that away later.
All right. And I'm going to pick it up and start heating it from underneath.
Okay, and we'll watch the magic happen. Now, it's really counterintuitive to heat it from underneath. You think, well, is it really going to heat? Is it going to go through the paper? And especially this holographic, it's thick.
Right.
So,
but it does. You have to just sort of maintain, just kind of keep going.
Now you're moving your heat gun, so you're not just staying in one spot.
You don't want to sit in one spot. It'll burn the paper. You don't want to burn your fingers. I'm trying to make sure that... You don't want to burn anything. Yeah. There. It's starting to go a little bit.
There it is. Yeah, it's working.
Hey, it's working. I like to finish it off on top.
Okay.
So it'll do that. Now, that was one side. I want to get the other side. So once I've got this part done, I'll go back and I'm going to add some of the other encrusted jewel elements. Let me see if I can just do this quickly here.
There you go.
There we are.
So look what's happening is that you're getting the green, but you're also getting those pops of gold.
Sure.
Because they're mixed, and some black also. So that's really kind of neat.
Turn that around. Okay.
Now you've got two other elements here. You've got the leaf green fragments, and you've got some green glitter. You're just going to do one area?
Yeah, I'll just do down here at the bottom. Just a little bit more of the Versamark.
Okay, right on top, huh?
Right on top of it.
Now, which one of those would you like
Then
to
I'm going to add a little of both. A little of the fragments. We'll see how this works. You know, you always lose some of them, so you have to kind of put on a little more than you want.
We'll see how this works, she says, huh?
See how much of it stays on there.
Okay.
And a little of that. I want the gold to show through, so I don't want too much of that.
And you can do exactly what you're doing. You can manipulate it. You can move it with tweezers. Yeah. Want me to take this away?
Well, not completely because it's going to blow, but I'm going to try not to blow it as well. So from underneath again. Now, the fragments are what I'm planning on doing here. What I'm doing is heating from underneath to get right back up through to the enamel. So I'm reheating the enamel so that those fragments and glass glitter will stick to them. And when you can sort of see them moving a little bit, that means that the enamel heated and it's sort of connecting with it a little bit. They're combining. Okay, we're going to try it from the top and see how much. See, oh, well, not all that much blew away. That's good.
That's good.
Whoops, you didn't see it. There you go. And then this just makes sure that it all sticks on there.
Okay.
That'll do.
Okay. Wow. Very pretty. Yeah, you can see the difference actually nicely between the two.
Right.
Here's just the first layer, and here's the multiple layers. Let's get in closer.
I'm glad that I knocked off some of it. See, you still want to see a little of that gold kind of peeking through, so you get those different elements.
Okay, so there's the first layer, which is gorgeous, and then there's a layer more dimension with the fragments and the glitter on.
And it's a little looser.
And I'll give you back those.
All right.
Okay, let's go back to our card. So that's how that was done, both on the witch. It was on the silver ripple and on the green squirrel circles.
On the green circles. Yeah. I also added a little bit of white embossing powder and then put the enamel on it so you could see it a little bit better on the green.
So there we go. Gorgeous.
And then these are the
Dazzles.
the Boo Dazzles, the black glitter Boo Dazzles, just to get that boo.
They're part of this pack called Boo Dazzles.
Those are very fun to work with.
And you saw the inside. Now, sticking with these Stampendous stamps, we have taken this one with the candelabra and this one with the
haunting
all over,
yeah,
and have done them onto a label. This is our die cut chipboard labels, and you can just
cover them with paper. So in this case, it was covered with the little spider and dot paper.
I want to make sure you can see this. We'll get in and see, because that has been done with black superfine embossing powder.
Where?
No, those are Dazzles.
No, those are the Dazzles.
I take it back. Those are Dazzles.
Yeah, those are the Dazzles. But the paper was put on, you know, first I like to say that I always like to ink the edges of them first. So I ink the edge of the chipboard, put the paper, glued,
so got it on the side?
Glued the paper down, and then I sanded the edges to get that distressed look. And then it was just simply a matter of putting I think they're called Gothic or Spooky, something like that.
They are
Dazzles.
called Gothic, you're
Gothic.
right.
Okay, and put those right on. See, it looks just like that stamp. I can see why you thought that.
So don't bother heat embossing. Just put the Dazzle sticker on.
Not necessary. And of course, I did have to heat emboss.
Yeah, before we get there, that's also that drippy border is part of the Dazzles.
And the little bat there, too.
So now we can go into heat embossing.
Right. So these are heat embossed in white, and since you saw that this is an all-over background, I stamped the candelabra first.
And this is on the Something Wicked paper.
Right. Then I off-stamped it onto scrap paper, cut out that image and placed it back on top of it as a mask. Then I stamped the background so that it would go around.
Going like that.
Yeah.
And then your candelabra is right there.
I also took a little bit of white StazOn and rubbed it around to get sort of almost a chalkboard look.
It is almost a chalkboard look. Very fun. So, and this has been matted. So this piece has been done as one piece. Actually, you matted this on orange felt.
On orange felt.
You could use cardstock too.
Right.
And then
matted
also
it on this paper. Yeah. And this is the paper twine that I wrapped around it and shredded.
Very fun.
And it's more of the little Dazzle spiders.
So lots of stamping. We did a little bit of Dazzles. Let's go more into the Dazzles. And this little guy is
a stamp.
Oh, I lied. This is a stamp. I don't know why I keep doing that.
That's all right. We've got Dazzles on there.
Okay, good. Thank you. There's our stamp. This is one of the small stamps, and he has been stamped. Has he been paper pieced? Looks like
he was embossed, and oh yeah, I guess he was paper pieced.
Yeah. So you're going to stamp and heat emboss him on the
several layers.
Right, on the orange as well as on the green. Or you could color them in with Spectrum Noir pens if you wanted.
It's actually done on the Happy Days paper.
Is it? Oh,
that's
very good.
Pack, so it's really cute.
Very fun. And there's our stick straws up there.
Sticks
with Got Candy, which is also part of the stamp.
Part of the stamp set. And we've got some teal or blue...
Teal.
Yeah. Yep. Teal jewel Dazzles on there, and some glimmer ribbon.
Very fun. Nothing on the inside, so I won't show you that. Now, Bones is the newest Dazzle, and this is what it looks like in black. And just so you can see the pieces, we'll show you the black and white on the back. We can get in closer. And there are 43 pieces on this set.
Oh, that's an awful lot.
That's an awful lot.
I like the little spiderweb border down at the bottom.
Fun?
This is done on the grapefruit paper pack, and the Dazzles are kind of fun. There's roses mixed in with the webbing.
Right. And I think this is fun of, this is a narrower card, and with that little skeleton popping up there.
And these are our tiny greetings.
Tiny words in, the
greetings.
Just a little greeting?
Just a little greeting, that's it.
Then on the inside, we just have the corners done. So very, very fun.
It's a cute technique going off the edge like that.
It is. Now that same skeleton has been used here with, I believe, the
Sunshine and Shadows paper pack.
Good, because I would have said truffle. So very good. And you can see that the design tool has been used, and just really nicely done. And some of the flowers from that bone set have been chalked. Others have been colored in, so you can do anything you like.
I think maybe that's even smooch on there. That's a little shiny.
Oh, might be.
Easy to smooch within the Dazzles.
Again, that border that you said, and more of the Dazzles just kind of floating
that's
around.
Really, that's a simple card. It's just a little bit of fun with Dazzles.
Now, we also have something that I think is just dynamic. And look at these little guys. Now, you're going to show us about this. So these have been put on some clear boxes, and we have those for you. So you'll see that in the gallery of how to get those.
What I liked about this is that I used a similar technique, and I used the design toolkit to cut out these large label pieces. So that was the first step, was to get that cut out, and that was this one. I think this
right.
Mm-hmm. No, this one.
Okay.
And so you cut it out, but it will fit. You know, you can use it this way, or you can turn it and use it this way, depending on the size of your box, because this is a different kind of box over here.
Now, the Dazzles you've used are the trick-or-treat Dazzles.
Right.
And so we have our little trick-or-treaters that we can
little
see.
Monsters and costumed.
And that's where the monster stamp came from.
And they were placed on some of our specialty papers. This one was the purple circles and the silver
fireworks.
Fireworks, thank you. And so they're just kind of plunked on there, and then you cut out along the edge of the Dazzles.
Right, and you also use some of the Halloween trendy tapes. This is the spiders going
across the back, so that created that striped effect.
And there's a whole array of those.
The design toolkit was used to cut out this label, and then those small, tiny little Dazzles were placed on the different little pieces of that specialty paper, and then cut out for little pop-up embellishments and some memory thread on there to make it kind of squirrely.
And then this one is with the geometric paper. What a surprise.
Right.
And it's been matted on the red fireworks. The red fireworks is also the backing for the pumpkin.
And for some of the candies. And a little bit
bag
on the mummy. So this one is even easier than the other one, because you can just stick some of them just directly on the paper. You don't have to alter it or cut them out.
Now these, looking fun, we'll back up and see them together. I think it's great on these little bags. How fun to give to coworkers with some candy inside, or your hairdresser or whatever.
That's a fun idea.
But I think you could also do this on a scrapbook page. You could put this on a card. It's just really perfect.
These are great. These are really easy to put together. These little box templates. They're ready to go. You just fold them up.
And we have not talked about Black Cat, so we can't finish our Halloween spectacular without something about kitties. And this is a shaped album, so I'm going to turn it over so you can see that's the shape. And this has been covered. Lene did this for us with the black suede. She brought in the Halloween Dazzles and used them for her pumpkins, as well as the word boo, did a little tag.
So she used the Something Wicked papers? No, I think those are the fun papers.
Could be.
Yeah.
And then some of the buttons with the ghosts. And the pattern for the for the ears and the nose and so forth is in the gallery, so you
those
can
were
see
cut
that.
out from, these are from cardstock, but this, and I love the little cheeks, and these are perfect pearls here.
To do the mouth.
Not perfect pearls. Liquid pearls. For the mouth.
Then here's some pages. You can see they've been covered with the Halloween paper and using a strip, as you talked about in the beginning, and we've got our spider hanging there.
We've got some washi tape accenting it. Also,
did she do more pages?
Well, I think she just covered them with the different papers. Which
so
is
there's
easy
some
to do.
ideas.
So this is really pretty simple, and she inked the edges too, which is a nice touch. But the buttons that you see, all of these, including these, I believe, they're all from the buttons, the Halloween buttons. They're got all different kinds of buttons.
Now, including those skeletons that you had in the beginning. So lots of those, the ribbons, as we talked about.
Ribbons.
So whether you want monsters, black cats, skeletons, treats, we hope you have a very happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.